Gotta love it. So I noticed that the passenger side tank was low. I thought, man, I'll just go get some fuel. And the wife was like, hey, can I come with you? I'm like, sure. You know, she's only ridden. I mean, I've been driving for, since 2008, and she's only ridden with me twice. So we hopped in the truck, and I'm man, it's like I leave here, right? And I notice the truck is real jerky. I'm like, oh man, I'm definitely out of practice on my shifting, right? What I should have recognized is that one of the brakes was catching. So I decided to, well, I didn't decide. So I'm going down I-44, heading towards Stratford to get fuel. And this car blares on its horn and gets next to me, and he starts pointing behind me, like, so I look and I don't see anything. It wasn't until, so I went ahead and pulled over. I'm glad I did. And sure enough, I had a brake smoking. Now, I didn't see the smoke because, it's behind me, right? So it wasn't until I stopped that the smoke collected. So luckily it didn't catch on fire. But it definitely, definitely. So we limped it to the TA. After I let the brake cool, I cooled it down with some water that I had. And then we got in TA, and the TA was open. The TA was open, but like there was no wait. What should have taken an hour took like 2 hours, right? As far as like, hey, we're just gonna go get fuel and come back. And I was glad to do it because my truck sits, right? So I'm it's bad for them to sit, right? So, but it's good to get these kinks out because I thought about running a load this week. I've only got one truck to dispatch, and I should have him dispatched. I got no events coming up. And, face it, when I've got nobody to dispatch, safety pay is not enough. So I thought, well, maybe I'll run the truck a little bit. But I know that there's going to be some kinks, right? I just had all the brakes replaced. I've got new tires on this thing. I got new airbags on this thing. But what I don't have, and what I need to replace, are those. Yeah, that went bad. That's what caused the problem. So I should have had them all replaced when they did the brakes, but I believe one of them's newer. But anyways, TA had me fixed within a half an hour. It was like $300. But yeah. Anyways, so the whole point of this video is that in order to be an owner operator, okay, you got to have a practice. Hold on. You got to have a practice of gratitude. And even though I just had a repair, it could have ended badly. I could have had a full-on fire. Could have needed a tow. Could have, it could have, So Good Samaritan pointed out that my brakes were, about to catch fire. The TA, I'm grateful that it was open. Number 3, I was grateful that they got to me right away. And this is one of the few TAs I trust. They've never done me wrong. Knock on wood. And I was grateful that my wife was with me so she can kind of see firsthand of some of the stuff we deal with. And I'm grateful that I made it home. Everything's fine. So, and here's where I screwed up. Here's where the whole jerkiness was the truck not releasing the brake all the way. And I didn't realize it. I thought I was just out of practice. I thought it was just like, I haven't shifted in a long time, right? But no, I'm a good driver, I think, maybe. And so I noticed that the truck wasn't rolling freely, if you get on a hill or something. So I definitely am now. It's working now. So So we'll get that brake and rotor replaced and or at least get it inspected to see what happens. But yeah, it's been an interesting afternoon. It's like, man, and look, this truck's 8 years old. It's going to have all these different things going on. You've got it's just going to happen, right? And but anyways, I just wanted to point out that one of the things that can help you is, because like you talk to a civilian, you talk to someone that isn't a driver, you tell them, hey, yeah, I just had a $300 repair. Like, oh my gosh, wow. Because that's a big, in the trucking world, if you can get out of any place under 1,000, you're good to go, right? You consider yourself lucky. And they don't understand that the headaches, so when you're talking to a company guy that wants to be an owner operator, you have to make that clear with these people that, look, this is all on me. There was no company to call. There's nobody else to call. It was all on me. And a lot of people can't handle that kind of responsibility. And you got to ask yourself, is that the mindset that you have? If you're a company driver and you're the kind of person that solves problems and wants to, you're not sitting there like, I refuse to change out that light bulb, then you don't want to be an owner, because it's all on you at that point. But gratitude, I was grateful that I was near the TA. I was grateful that I had the money to fix it. I was grateful that my wife was with me. I was grateful that it was only $300. And some of you might be like, oh, dude, I could have done blah, 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 blah. I'm not a DIY. I'm not a do-it-yourself dude. I wish I could. I wish I did. But I'm not. I don't have the tools. I don't have the knowledge. I do what I can. I change out what I can. Like one time, I wanted to replace these. So I went and bought the tools to replace these. And you know what? I couldn't do it. You know why? Because that bolt would not move to save my life. I tried an impact wrench. I tried everything. And so I had to go get it done by somebody who had more tools than me. And voila, I've got nice chrome shiny thing that I've had for. But anyways, it's part of owning a truck. And I could sit here and be all angry about it. I could sit here like, I'm selling a truck. Maybe I do need to sell a truck. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. The market's dumb, and it's hard to grow anything right now, especially a dispatch service. So, I might be in this truck after all. And so I'm grateful that this happened today when I wasn't under a load, that I wasn't under a time crunch, that I wasn't like, had 45,000 pounds on the back. I was grateful I was just going to get fuel. So anyways, I just want to do a video about this. I had something to say, and that's what the internet's for, is I got something to say. I'm going to say it. Hope you're having a good Memorial Day. And, if you're running, I appreciate you. If you're at home, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well regardless if you're home or in the truck. But anyways, these things are expensive. And, yeah. Anyways, peace.